Dispatch chat on 7 Alpha 2, 7 Alpha 1, County West Sergeant. We have a signal 56, 535, Bocaulta Road, 535, Bocaulta Road. Complaint advised, her 1-year-old son is missing. She woke up, her door was open. Advising he's unable to open the door. Thinks someone came in and took him. It's going to be a tan-skinned child with dark brown hair, green, blue eyes. Last seen at 6 a.m. this morning.
350 received.
Is Leilani, and her son is Hawaiian.
I wanted you. I wanted you. I wanted you more than like yourself. But you figured that it was only one way. That feeling was only one way. That love, that loyalty, it was all one way. You take care of my kids. Okay? You couldn't take care of me.
Some crimes strike so deeply that they shake the very foundation of trust in humanity. The story of Quinton Simon, a cheerful, polite, 20-month-old boy from Savannah, Georgia, is one of them. What started as a missing child report would eventually become one of the most heart-wrenching murder cases in recent Georgia history. Quinton was born on January 8, 2021, to Leilani Simon and Henry Moss. From the beginning, Quinton brought light to those around him. He was lovingly nicknamed Monkey, and he adored cartoons like Paw Patrol, PJ Masks, and Dragon Tales. He was known for dancing, singing, giving fist bumps, and, remarkably for his age, saying "thank you" even when doing things for others. He idolized his older brother Zane, copying everything he did, and was described by family and neighbors as smart, curious, and full of joy. But behind this sunshine child's smile was a turbulent household. Leilani Simon, Quinton's mother, had a troubled past that included convictions for theft and trespassing. She also struggled with substance use and had a history of making poor decisions. These issues began to affect her ability to parent. In July 2021, custody of Quinton and Zane was granted to Leilani's own mother, Billie Jo Howell. Although Leilani continued to live in the same home, she was not the boy's legal guardian. Later, Leilani met Daniel Youngkin, known as Danny, and moved with him to North Carolina for a time. There, she was arrested and convicted again for theft from her workplace, this time classified as a felony. While pregnant with her third child, she returned to Savannah with Danny and gave birth to a baby girl named Sky. All of them moved into Billie Jo's house on Bocaulta Road. The home became overcrowded. 2 adults, 3 young children, and Leilani's boyfriend all under one roof. Tensions rose quickly. On September 7, 2022, police were called to the house following a physical argument between Leilani and her mother. According to the police report, the fight had started over laundry and escalated into a full-blown confrontation about finances, childcare responsibilities, and Leilani's behavior. Billie Jo had been working full-time and covering the household expenses. She told police she was tired of supporting her adult daughter and her boyfriend while also raising her grandchildren. The very next day, Billie Jo went to court and filed for eviction. She demanded that Leilani and Danny be removed from the home. Then, shortly after, Billie Jo left town on a work assignment, expecting her daughter to be out of the house by the time she returned. For Leilani, the days that followed were filled with pressure. A family court ruling ordered her to start paying $150 per month in child support to her mother beginning November 1st. With no stable income, facing eviction, and now responsible for payments she couldn't afford, Leilani found herself emotionally unraveling. On October 5th, 2022, just days after receiving the eviction notice, something went terribly wrong. That morning at 5:30 a.m., Quinton's regular babysitter received a text from Danny telling her not to come that day. It was unusual. The sitter had been caring for Quinton and his siblings every weekday from 6 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. A second message came later that morning, again saying she wasn't needed. By 9 a.m., the babysitter decided to go to the house anyway, but was turned away. Confused and worried, she called Billie Jo, who was out of state. That was the moment Billy Joe first learned something was wrong.
Ahead. Don't put nothing in your yard. Go ahead. This is my baby, not yours. That's your right, baby. That's my baby. I texted you and I told you what was going on. Oh, so now it's my fault. You didn't go get it.
No, it's your property.
I texted you. I asked you over and over. I got the text. Over and over I asked you. So you want to blame me? I don't care about the text. You think I'm going to hit you to me? Hey, you think I would do that? Yeah. Really? Because you. I'm what?
No one likes
I'm
that.
what? I'm what? No, I don't blame anybody. I should not have been out of town. You did. You shouldn't have. No, I was trying to find the ditch. I was trying to find. Told you. I was trying to find. I even provided for you. Shit. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't pay for your family, your entire family. Your entire family. Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Good, yeah, you were wrong. You were wrong. I begged you to help. I begged you to help. Put that on social media. I begged you to help. Oh yeah, and I begged you to help. I said, hey Michelle, please get the kids. You're a liar. Take them. I'll give you $300 a week. Well, I'm about to put it all I'm a liar. I'm about to put it all over. Good. Good, because you're awful to say you're going to put a memorial. My baby's not dead. You are a liar. My baby's not dead. My baby's not dead. You're a liar. You're a liar. No, you are. You are. My baby's not dead. I thought you was a woman of God. I thought you were a woman of God. You got Quinton? Did you have Quinton? I don't have Quinton. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. You got it. Okay. You got it. Well, I'm about to call the police. You're the only one that can go in my house and take him. Your kids go in my house and take him all the time. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We did not go in her house.
I want to see you on the news.
Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, maybe we need to look at the green cars. Yeah, we did. We did. She's gonna put a memorial up in her yard. Quinton's not dead. I didn't put a memorial. He's not dead. No one said he was.
At 9:39 a.m., Leilani reported Quinton missing. She claimed that when she woke up, the front door was open and the boy had vanished from his playpen. She suggested that maybe someone had taken him, or perhaps he had wandered off. She even pointed suspicion toward Quinton's biological father, implying he may have taken the child.
Landfill, we want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and they are hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not.
Law enforcement took immediate action. The Chatham County Police Department, the FBI, mounted patrol units, search dogs, and helicopters were all mobilized. It became the largest search effort in the department's history. Heat-seeking drones were deployed overnight. The community gathered to help, and neighbors recalled previous times when they had seen Quinton outside unattended. One detail in particular disturbed investigators. Quinton had never opened doors by himself before. According to the family, his older brother had done so in the past, but not Quinton. That simple fact cast doubt on Leilani's story. Despite the massive search, the Georgia Amber Alert system was not activated. Authorities explained that there were no initial signs of abduction. The child's biological father was questioned and quickly cleared. Still, there were no leads, no surveillance footage, and no trace of the boy. The following days brought more confusion and frustration. Neighbors were interviewed. Law enforcement went door to door. Local news outlets reported around the clock. Volunteers walked through fields and woods. Meanwhile, national media started to pick up the story. Billy Joe returned from her work trip and was seen visibly distraught, pleading for the safe return of her grandson.
We both left right then. I got here about 3 o'clock yesterday.
And I got here about 3:30 in the morning.
It's been crazy. I mean, we don't know nothing. Whether it's the answers we want to hear or answers we don't want to hear, we just want to know something. My concern is him, and that's all it is. I mean, we concerned with his well-being.
I know everybody worked really hard yesterday, but I want them to keep working hard.
And we appreciate everything that everybody has done, all the people that's come out and searched for him and all that. And he's always smiling. He's a happy kid. I mean, you get some kids but he always had a big smile on his face, and he was always happy.
Let me ask you, why are you getting emotional?
Because he's not here. He's just a baby. And I want him home. He's just a baby. Leilani's my daughter. She's 22. She hasn't always done the right things, and sometimes she does really great, and sometimes she doesn't. And I don't know what to think right now. I don't know what to believe, because I don't think anybody ever believes that this is going to happen to them. I don't know if I can trust her or if I don't.
I mean, I
just know I'm hurting, and I want this baby home.
We want answers, and we don't have answers.
Just thank you to everybody that's helped.
Thank you for everybody that's looked for him, and
please don't stop looking.
Yeah, I'd say we want answers. We want to find him. That's the answer we want, is somebody found him. You know, we're still hoping and praying, and we wish everybody to pray for him. Pray for us.
Yes.
Yet all eyes were slowly turning back toward the one place no one wanted to believe was possible: inside the home. In the days that followed Quinton's disappearance, Leilani Simon sat with detectives 4 separate times. With each interview, her story changed, shifting timelines, contradictions, implausible claims. What began as a story of a toddler vanishing from his playpen evolved into something much darker. At first, Leilani claimed she had been home asleep and only discovered Quinton missing around 9 a.m. She said she had gone out earlier to get pain medication from a friend named Misty. But when detectives reviewed her phone records and location data, there was no trace of this so-called friend, no communication, and no visit. Instead, texts and GPS data revealed that Leilani had driven to an area near a known drug dealer's home, someone she identified as Red. It was a chilling shift in the narrative. Her hysterical breakdowns during questioning, according to detectives, often began precisely when holes in her story were pointed out. The more they pressed, the more it unraveled. A search warrant was executed on the family's home. Investigators found vomit-stained bedding in Quinton's playpen, but no blood. His beloved Mickey Mouse toy was found, discarded in the mess, and Quinton himself was still nowhere to be found. On October 12th, a week after he vanished, Chatham County Police made the devastating announcement. They believed Quinton was dead, and they named his mother, Leilani Simon, as the sole suspect. Still, they didn't have a body, and without it, they couldn't press charges. Yet. Tensions in the community exploded. Protesters began gathering outside the home, demanding justice. Police were called out repeatedly to control the escalating crowds. Meanwhile, Leilani remained free. And then, in a moment that horrified the public, she and her mother were spotted drinking at a beach bar, knocking back tequila shots while the FBI searched a landfill for her child's remains. It was beyond comprehension. By October 18th, investigators had narrowed their focus to a local landfill. Surveillance footage captured Leilani's vehicle near a dumpster at Azalea Mobile Home Park, roughly 1.5 miles from her house. It was enough to start a search. For weeks, FBI and local police officers dug through 1.2 million pounds of waste. Rain, heat, exhaustion, it didn't matter. They weren't giving up. Finally, on November 18th, one of them found what they were looking for. Officer Sophia Zerka, from Chatham County PD, uncovered a fragment of a child's skull. The remains were immediately sent to the FBI lab in Quantico. 3 days later, confirmation arrived. It was Quinton. That same day, investigators held a press conference. The landfill search was over. The case was now moving into its next chapter. Justice. Leilani was arrested and charged with 19 counts, including felony murder, concealing the death of another, false reporting, and multiple counts of lying to police. According to prosecutors, she had killed Quinton on the night of October 5th, by striking him with an unknown object, then disposed of his body in the dumpster. Her final interview before arrest was haunting. Leilani admitted to using illegal substances that night. She claimed to have hallucinated, blacked out, and couldn't remember what she'd done. Only Quinton's face in a moment of clarity before everything went blank. She said the next thing she remembered was driving away from the trailer park, but that wasn't enough to shield her from justice. She was held without bail, and the case moved forward. The trial began on October 9th, 2024. The prosecution presented overwhelming evidence: GPS data, surveillance footage, police interviews, body cam footage, text messages. A portrait emerged of a young mother unraveling under the weight of poor choices, addiction, and desperation.
Slide 17. This is a video clip, right?
Yes, sir. This is the video camera angle from New Ride Auto pointing towards Buckhalter. And you can also see a little bit of 17.
And what time is this footage from?
The timestamp says 1:16 and 15 seconds on Wednesday.
October 5th, 2022?
Yes.
All right. And what are we going to see in this clip?
You're going to see a vehicle pass through your view on the road.
Which road is it going to be on initially?
Buckhalter.
And what direction is it going to be traveling?
It's going to be traveling northbound or towards Ogeechee Road.
And when it hits that intersection of Buckhalter and Ogeechee Road, what is it going to do?
It will take a right.
And what type of vehicle does it appear to you to be?
It appears to be a Dodge Journey, a light-colored Dodge Journey.
Now, this series of video clips is in chronological order of when the events occurred, correct?
Yes, sir, they are.
So at this point, that Dodge Journey is taking a right onto Ogeechee Road from Buckhalter Road, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, moving to slide 18, we see the two source buildings marked again. In slide 19, this shows the position and orientation of the first camera that we're going to see footage from, correct?
Yes, sir, it does.
Now, can we see the overhang for the Chevron pumps up there in the top left area?
Yes, sir, in the top right, top left.
And are those some U-Hauls next to that, kind of reflecting?
Yes, I think at the time they were running U-Hauls at that establishment.
In that timestamp that says 23:56, that's 80 to 81 minutes slow, correct?
Yes, sir.
So if it says 23:56 and you add 80 to 81 minutes, you get like 1:17 a.m. or so
Yes, sir.
on October 5th, 2022, right?
Yes, sir.
And what is this clip going to show?
It's going to show a vehicle approach from the left side of the screen, and then it will make a right-hand turn on the entrance to Azalea Mobile Home Park.
Does it appear to be the same vehicle as in the last clip we just watched?
It does.
And this would have been just seconds after that clip we just watched, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, slide 21, this signifies the camera pointing the other way.
Yes, sir, it does.
And I think you mentioned earlier that a vehicle driving into Azalea would pass through the field of view of the camera we just watched footage from into the field of view of this camera.
Yes, sir.
Now, the next slide, what are we going to see here?
You're going to see a vehicle enter from the right-hand side of the screen and then go all the way across the screen and exit the left-hand side of the screen.
Now, we looked at that image earlier of that right turn that you can take with the red arrows.
Yes, sir.
And can you see that street where you would take a right? That's in this frame.
Yes, sir, it does.
Does the vehicle take a right on that road or not?
No, it does not.
And does the vehicle that we're about to see seem to be the same one from the previous vehicle?
It seems to myself, it seems to be the same vehicle.
And this clip would just be like a second or two after that one?
Yes, yes.
All right, same vehicle driving down
The cameras are right next to each other.
Okay. Now, you mentioned earlier that if you drive in this way that we've just watched this car do, you can make a loop and take that one-way exit road?
Yes, sir. It's a loop. There's several roads that bisect it, but you have to go to that other road to exit.
Is this, the way we just saw this car drive, is that the way that you would drive to make that loop?
Yes.
That takes you past the dumpsters and to that one-way exit road?
That is the full loop, yes, sir.
Now, what is this here?
Appears to be a still image of the vehicle that we just watched on the video.
And what is this next slide here, slide 24?
This is a Dodge Journey that is sitting in, I believe, the technical garage of the FBI building.
Is that the Dodge Journey that was towed from 535 Buckhalter?
Yes, sir, it is.
Does that Dodge Journey that was towed from the house and photographed at the FBI office, does that appear to be consistent with the vehicle that we're seeing in this security footage?
Yes, sir, it does. I pay particular attention to what we call the back part. If you can see the slant and the angle, there's certain things you look at when you've been looking at cars for a very long time on video that you try to key in on, even though the video is somewhat pixelated. The tire, the area of the tire appears to be the same. The angle of the light appears to be the same.
Now, this next slide, slide 25, this signifies the location of that camera that catches the dumpsters in the top of the front field of view?
Yes.
Now, what are we going to see here?
So what you're going to see here is you're going to see some brightness, and I'll stand
Sure,
up.
yeah.
You're going to see some brightness. Again, I'll bring your attention to this cat skid steer. Here's the fallen down traffic sign. Again, you're looking in this area right here. And that's kind of orientates you.
And you said you're going to see some brightness. Does it appear that you could be vehicle headlights?
Yes, it does.
And are those vehicle headlights moving continuously throughout this video clip or not?
No, sir, they're not.
Can you tell us for about how long they appear to be stationary?
I think I said earlier, I misspoke. I believe it's probably around 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 15 seconds, something like that.
And based on the pictures that we've looked at so far, what area of the Azalea Mobile Home Plaza do those apparent vehicle headlights appear to be stationary at for 2 minutes or so?
Judging by where they're stationary and knowing what I knew from the white vehicle being parked there, I believe it to be in the area of the dumpsters.
Now, initially, when you're just seeing headlights stationary in the area of the dumpsters, are you able to tell what vehicle that is at that point?
No, sir.
Is there a point in this video clip where you do get a good look at that vehicle?
Yes, sir. I believe so. If the jury remembers, I spoke of a hurricane fence and the slats going through them. These are, angled green slats. We've probably all seen them at construction sites. It's supposed to somewhat obscure what's behind the fence. But when a vehicle or when anything is moving behind it, you get an idea better when that object is moving. So you'll see right in here.
What is the vehicle doing at that point? Which direction is it headed? What road is it on? And so
It's headed towards the exit.
is it on that one-way exit road you described?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, that runs along the top side of that yard?
Yes, sir, it does.
Now, when you get a look at it at that point, does it appear to you to be the same vehicle that we've been seeing in all these other video clips?
It does.
With that preview, I'll go ahead and play the video clip on slide 26 here. Now, at this point, we're about halfway into this video clip. At this point, do those headlights appear to be stationary in the area of the dumpsters?
Yes, sir.
When they appear to start moving to you and making that movement that you were describing to us, will you just let us know and kind of narrate to us what that vehicle is doing and where it's heading?
Okay, it's now moving. As you can tell, there's some light shining off the building, and obviously you see now the car comes into view. You can see it pass what appears to be the same vehicle, a crossover vehicle, which is what a Dodge Journey is classified as, a crossover.
And which direction, like where would this vehicle be heading at this point?
Logically, it'd be heading out, exiting the Azalea Mobile Home Park.
Towards Ogeechee Road?
Yes, sir.
Now, this next slide, slide 27, this is the first Azalea camera that we talked about, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
This is the one that captures the entrance from Ogeechee Road of vehicles going into Azalea. and the exit from Azalea onto Ogeechee Road and vehicles leaving, correct?
Yes, sir, it does.
And this next slide, slide 28, is some footage from that camera, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
And what are we going to see here?
You're going to see a car come in from the right-hand side of the screen, make a right-hand turn, and then up at Ogeechee Road or Highway 17, you'll see it make a left-hand turn.
Now, initially, when you see, I guess, the headlights of that car, or maybe the car itself, what road is it going to be on? Is it going to be on that one-way exit road?
Yes. It's kind of a triangle, but it's on the exit part of it.
And it's going to make a right onto the Azalea Road that comes off of Ogeechee, and then a left onto Ogeechee Road itself?
Yes, sir, it will.
Does it come to a complete stop?
Yes, it is coming, and it is signaling that it's going to turn to the left. And now it's turned.
Now, from the footage that we've watched to this point, did that vehicle appear to stop at the Chevron on the way in or
No.
on the way out from Azalea?
No, sir, it did not.
Now, did you all also get video footage from the Chevron itself?
We did pull video from the Chevron station.
And did you look at that video footage to see whether it somehow showed the vehicle stopping at the Chevron station on either end of this trip?
It showed what this video shows.
Does it essentially just show it driving by the Chevron?
Yes, sir, it does.
Azalea, and then later out of Azalea?
Yes.
Now, moving on to slide 30, we're back at New Ride Auto here, right?
Yes, sir, we are.
The Ogeechee Road Buckhalter intersection.
Yes.
And what are we going to see in this video clip at slide 31?
You'll see a vehicle approach from the right-hand side of the screen, and it will make a left-hand turn onto Buckhalter Road.
Does it appear to be the same vehicle that we've been watching for the last?
It appears to be.
Okay. A little glitchy. Let's try that again, see if it works better. What time are we at here?
It is 1:22:45 in the morning on Wednesday, 10/5/2022.
Now, would that right turn on Buckhalter there, or I'm sorry, left turn onto Buckhalter there, would that take you back to 535 Buckhalter Road?
Yes, if you followed Buckhalter Road, it would take you back there.
I know you know what happened. I know you know where Quinton is.
I don't know where he is.
Right?
I don't know where he is.
And here's why I know, right? Because the story that you already told, law enforcement, that you've got that story in your mind, and you've been rehearsing it for quite a while. I mean, you were like smiling when she told the other people, right? And we've already analyzed that. 360, right? Your cell phone data, right? Where you've been, right? And there's inconsistencies who you talk to, right? Okay?
I went to one.
Okay. All right, so we know you to go to the Chevron station.
That was on the live 360. It shows where I pulled it and I turned around.
No, you didn't. But we know where you went.
It shows where I pulled it and turned around.
We know where you went because we have video surveillance.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay. And it's not where the chevron is.
It is. The chevron is right next to
No,
Azalea.
Leilani, stop.
I mean, seriously, the chevron is right next to Azalea.
Leilani, stop. You've gone off this story for a while now, and I know it's not true.
It is.
Leilani,
That's where we're waiting.
we're not going to make any progress unless
I understand, Jersey. I'm being truthful. This is chevron. This is Azalea. That's where I pulled into. I turned around. I was really gone for 12 minutes. My baby was in that bed when I left that house.
Leilani, calm down. We're not getting anywhere, right? We're going to get to the bottom of this.
Yes.
Right? But you have to be honest.
I'm being honest.
We know through video surveillance you were not at that chevron, but we do know where you were at.
I pulled into Azalea. I stopped where I got one for the orange. When I pulled around and I told them that it was right next to chevron, not at chevron, right next to
So
chevron.
tell me that again. What did you just say?
Pulled in, I got the orange, turned around and went back home.
And how did you turn around?
Pulled straight around the neighborhood.
What neighborhood?
The one right next to chevron. It's Azalea. Right next to it.
Azalea? And
Yes.
what kind of neighborhood is that?
It's trailer park.
It's a trailer park.
Yes.
Okay. And when you were in the trailer park, you pulled right back out.
Yes, I pulled it in and I pulled it out.
Okay, so why does video surveillance show you stopping
Stopping to get that orange out.
within the trailer park?
Getting the orange out.
You're not near the chevron.
No, she lives near the chevron. Pulled in,
Who's she?
Misty, the one who gave me, I gave her as much information
Well,
as I could on her.
let's talk about that, okay? Because Misty hadn't talked to you.
Yeah, she has.
She hasn't talked to you in quite some time.
Yeah, she
And
has.
she did not have a conversation with you about the orange out.
Yes.
So in your mind, you've looked at all these timestamps and plausibly you came up with a story that's partly true.
No, that is true.
But there's very, very many missing pieces, right? And in your story, you haven't been completely honest about where you were at and why you were taken.
I was 100% honest about where I was at. I showed the Life 360. I told them I even gave them the orange out that she gave me.
Right, and that didn't happen. We've already interviewed this.
I got the orange out. That did happen. She had that lump inside her mouth, and that's the reason why I asked her for it.
You have to stop saying this. It did not happen.
Yes, it did.
Right? And Lonnie, right? To get through this, you're gonna have to talk about what happened.
I'm totally
And where you took
what happened.
and where you took Quinton.
I didn't take Quinton anywhere.
Okay?
I didn't take him anywhere. He was at the house. He was in that bed. I was just here. I was just sitting before I went to bed. The only thing that I sit there and possibly lay myself on is when I came back in after I smoked a cigarette and I may not have shut that door all the way. And that's how my baby may have gone somewhere. That's the only thing I've been questioning myself about. I was sleeping, had drugs in my system. I couldn't even feel my mouth. So I don't know if I locked that door and pushed it all the way in, but it was open when I got up. And I'm sticking to everything that I've said because I'm telling the truth. I
So
questioned
let's talk
everything.
about the door. The door was closed.
No, that's what they say, but the door was open. And Danny said that when he left, that the door,
Right.
that door that they said was open from 2:30 to 5:44 was shut when he left. I think my system is messed up. And that's what I told them, because that door was open when I got up and my baby was not in that bed.
Well, Lonnie, the door wasn't open.
Yes, it was.
And look,
Yes, it was. The door was open.
you said like you would never hurt or harm
No,
Quinton.
no, I wouldn't.
And in this circumstance, something happened,
No,
right?
no, I did not. Nothing happened when he was in my care. I did not hurt him. I did not take him anywhere. I went in there with that baby in that bed and I got up with him gone. Okay?
Okay.
I am devastated. I'm seeing him being questioned. Now, last night, my own husband was questioning me, making me question myself. Well, did you shut that door? Are you sure you're not the reason that something could have happened? I mean, it's all stuff like that.
Well, you keep telling yourself this story over and over. We're done with that story, right? And you can keep trying to convince yourself, but the evidence does not point to that, right? You've tried to put a timeline together to cover up
I didn't try to put nothing together. I had
what
to
happened that
show.
night, and you're the only one that can tell us what happened.
I've told
And you said
everything that I know. Like, I didn't even
Listen,
remember when he was shaking me.
Leilani, listen to me. You told me how you felt when you and your mom were abandoned on the side of the road. Right?
It was lost. I was scared.
Right? So as a mother, look, we just want to find Quinton.
Yes,
Right?
we do. We all
do. I've been asking help, searching everything. And they have been. They're still out there searching, right? But you can help us find him, right? I 100% believe that. You can help us find him. He was in bed when I went to sleep. So when you left and you drove through the trailer park and you stopped for a while. I didn't stop for a while. What was going through your mind? It's going through my mind, get the orgasms. I did speak to her and I did get orgasms. So you did not talk to Missy? Yes, I did. We've already talked about that. I spoke to Missy. And until you start being 100% honest with me, you're going down the same road, okay? We're not getting anywhere. You said you wanted to be healthy. I do. Right? That's why I've done everything I can, and I don't know where my baby is. Okay, I don't know. Right. So I did not hurt him, but I don't know where he's at. He was in that bed when I woke up.
Well, my drugs has taken and had a huge impact on our entire lives. Even as Leilani's childhood, I failed her as a mom. I allowed addiction to take over my life at a young age. And you and your brother were just babies. And you lived with my sister. And I made sure you were okay. But through those times, it was still really hard on you because you wanted your mom. Just like I know they're going to want their mom. When you come to live with me, I'd already changed my life. And I'd been working really hard. But I had changed my addiction from drugs to work. And I still neglected your needs, your emotional needs. I still wasn't there for you to be your mom. My decisions have played an impact on things that have happened in your life. And there's absolutely nothing I can do to take it away. But I'm working every day, Leilani, every day between counseling and parenting classes and taking other classes because I want to be better. Because I have to believe that it's still not too late and that we still have a chance, regardless of what it looks like. Quinton and the other children changed my life even more. And I was so afraid for you that I never let you fail. I always just scooped right in and fixed everything, which wasn't good for you. It didn't allow you to grow and to be able to make good decisions for yourself. I do take accountability today. Because I should have been a better mom and a better grandma. I should have seen something. You deserve better. And so do your children. All three of them. We might not be able to bring Quinton back, but he needs to come home. And we're all going to hold him one last time. I just want to make it better, Leilani, and I don't know how. All I can do is be here for you and answer every phone call. Talk to you and be there. Listen, really listen. I'm really listening. I love you and we're going to get through it because I raised you to know that I love you unconditionally. And today I do not put conditions on that because I love you. I love you. I love you, Leilani.
Let me ask some questions. Did you ever see, we heard a lot of this during the trial. Was there ever any of this favoritism towards Zane or Sky, or Quinton was the outcast?
No, sir. Never.
Okay. From Quinton?
Never.
Okay. And you understand the sentence is what?
Yes,
Be
sir.
life without or life with. And do you think that Leilani is so far gone she should get a life without parole sentence?
No, I don't. Because I wasn't so far gone. I'm not. And I refuse to let somebody make me believe that I am. I may be too late for a lot of things, but I'm here today. I'm here.
So you're asking the court to impose a life with parole sentence, correct?
Yes.
Anything else you want to say before Mr. Dean asks you some questions? That's all the questions I got, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Hilliard.
You're her mom.
Yes.
Since day one, you have, and I mean day one of the investigation, when Quinton being reported missing,
Yes.
you have been there for her.
Yes.
You were out of town when it happened, but you came back quickly.
Yes.
You have talked to her a lot, right?
Yes.
But before she was ever arrested and since she's been jailed, right?
Yes.
Is she, you understand the jury has now convicted her of murdering Quinton with intent to kill him. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
12 neutral, unbiased citizens taking a cold look at the evidence have said that is what happened here, beyond a reasonable doubt. You get that, right?
Yes, sir.
In all of the conversations you've had with her, has she ever taken responsibility for doing that?
No, she hasn't. But she has taken responsibility for her drug use.
I know that you've taught her to take responsibility for her actions, because when she says in the news interview, if it comes out that I'm responsible, I'll take responsibility. And she said that separately another time to the police. And I believe that that is coming from your upbringing of her. Do you think that's fair?
Yes, sir, I do.
Has she ever actually done it in this case, though?
No, she hasn't.
She hasn't admitted to you that she killed Quinton?
No, she hasn't.
She hasn't told you how?
No, sir.
She's said things to you about, well, I just don't remember, and I'm not sure, and I'm trying to piece it together, and things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that the evidence has just not been consistent with that kind of claim. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
That, evidence shows that she made this very calculated drive to the dumpsters, scattered rice cereal in her car, drafted a text message to Danny about what she was supposedly doing on that trip, getting Oragel, told a bunch of lies about it to the police, right?
Yes, sir, I watched the trial.
And none of that is consistent with her just not knowing what happened. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. But even still, despite all the conversations you've had, despite you being her mother, the person that she had to confide in, she hasn't even taken responsibility privately in confidence to you, has
No,
she?
she hasn't.
Is that frustrating to you?
Yes, it is.
Do you wish she would just come out and admit to you as her mother what
Yes. Yes, I do.
she did? One moment, please. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. Mr. Hilliard.
That's I'm a little confused, Ms. Howell, because being convicted of something doesn't necessarily mean you did it, does it?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't.
So if you're convicted of something you didn't do and you don't admit to it, it doesn't mean you did it. I mean, just because you're convicted of it.
That's correct.
Any questions?
So being convicted of something is not the same thing as admitting something you actually did, now is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can be convicted of something you didn't do, right?
Yes, sir.
You can be acquitted of something you did do, right?
Yes, sir.
And there's all manner of things in between, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all the questions I got.
Anything further, Mr. Dean?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Howell, you may step down.
Babysitter Michelle McCarter testified that Leilani had admitted she didn't love Quinton and had abused him in the past.
Ms. Parker.
Will you tell the jury your name, please, ma'am?
Michelle McCarta.
And are you the mom of Talia that we heard testify yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you know the defendant in this case, Leilani Simon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you also know Daniel Youngkin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you know their children?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know Quinton Simon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Before we get deeper into this, I want to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 29. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Ms. McCarta, I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 29. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and without saying what's in it, is it a photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and does it fairly and accurately depict what is in the photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we tender what's been marked as State's Exhibit 29 into evidence, please.
Okay, Exhibit 29 is admitted without objection.
And now that it's in evidence, can you tell us what this is a picture of?
This is a picture of Quinton when I was off. We took him to a lobster to eat.
Okay. So in this photograph, he was out with you?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, may I publish this to the jury?
Yes, you may.
I'm just going to do it old school.
Okay.
Ms. McCarta, how did you first become acquainted with the defendant and Daniel?
Through a church lady that went to church with us for many years.
Okay, and who was the church lady? What was her?
Sandra Howell.
Okay, and was she related to them in some way?
She was the sister of Billy Joe's husband.
Okay, so that would be, she was the sister of the defendant's stepfather?
Yes.
Okay, and did she introduce you to them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what was the purpose of her introducing you to them?
She had been keeping the children and her knee got real bad. So she asked if me or my daughter or both could watch them because she wasn't able to do that anymore.
Okay. How many daughters do you have?
I have 3 daughters.
Okay, and which daughter was going to help babysit?
Maritza McCarta.
Okay. And is that your oldest daughter?
No, she's 19. She's my middle.
She's the middle one, and then
Yes.
Talia's the youngest.
Yes.
Okay. So did you go and meet with the defendant and her family to perhaps babysit the children?
No, ma'am. Billy Joe had called me on the phone a couple days later.
Okay. And did she set up the babysitting arrangement?
Yes.
All right. Do you remember approximately when this was?
We started watching Quinton and them around the end of January, February of 2022.
Okay. And that would have been before Sky was born.
Yes.
So at that time, when you first started babysitting, there were just the 2 boys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And about how old would the boys have been then?
Quinton was young, maybe 9 months, 10 months.
Okay. So they would have been, Zane would have been a toddler.
Yes.
And Quinton would have been an infant.
Yes.
When you first started babysitting.
Yes.
So how did it work? Who brought the kids to your house?
Most of the time, Danny. Once in a while, Leilani.
All right. And how often would the children stay with you?
At first, it was just when they worked. And then it started being overnight. And a lot of times, we would even call for Quinton to stay with us, even when they were off.
Okay. Now, who was paying you?
Leilani was paying, but it wasn't like steady. She would pay, and then she would text me later and tell me she needed formula for Sky or diapers, and could she come and get it, and she would pay back when she got paid next time.
Okay. And how much were they paying you to babysit? Do you remember
Yes.
what the agreed upon amount was, whether you were actually getting that or not?
It was like $25 here, $30 there. One time I think she paid $100. It was just different amounts because she would tell me she didn't have it or she had to do this.
So is it fair to say that you and your daughter were being paid a lot less than the normal going rate for childcare?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. You said that Quinton would spend the night sometimes. Would both the boys spend the night or just Quinton?
Zane stayed a handful of times. Quinton stayed a lot.
And why is that? Why would Quinton stay overnight?
Honestly, Quinton loved us. He was close to us. And I just felt like he would be better off at our house because there was a difference in the love she showed between Zane and Quinton. And I felt bad, and I would work, and my daughter would say, "Can we just get him, Mom, because this happened today?" And I would say, "Yeah, call her and ask her if he can stay."
Can you think of some examples of how the defendant treated the boys differently?
Well, she was working at Bojangles, and she had brought food home, and she fed Quinton loved food, and every time he seen a bag, he would want it. He's little. She would feed Zane before she fed Quinton, every time. And I just thought that was strange.
So do you mean she'd give Zane food and make Quinton wait?
Yes, ma'am,
I mean,
absolutely.
She wasn't physically feeding Zane.
No, she would give him the food.
Just give him food.
And he would eat, and then Quinton would be, whining and wanting it, and she would give it to him eventually.
Did you ever say anything to her about that?
I did not.
Are there any other ways that she treated the boys differently that you noticed?
Just by the way she talked to him, when she would, once in a while that she did come and pick them up, she would, grab Zane and he would hug her because he was close to her. I mean, you could definitely tell it. And then, Quinton, 99% of the time, wanted to stay with us, and he would start crying. Now, if Danny come and picked him up, it was different.
How did Quinton act if Danny came?
He would go with Danny. He wouldn't cry to stay with us. He loved Danny. He would, Danny would pick him up and he'd hug him.
Okay. Did Leilani ever talk to you about how she felt about the boys?
Yes, ma'am. She just, one time, and my daughter had more talks with her than I did. I didn't really talk to her that much. But she just said that she loved Quinton more. Zane more than Quinton. And, I didn't question it. She's a crappy mom. I knew that. But I just never said anything to her. I would always call Billy Joe when I seen things that was going on.
Okay. Did she ever, in that conversation, did she explain more about, like, Zane had been through things with her?
Yes,
or anything
that
like
Zane had been her ride or die his whole life. And she did not like Quinton's father.
So, other than what you saw in your own home, did you ever see things outside? Like, did you ever observe the children at her house or outside their house?
On one incident, my daughter was going to our shed, that's where our laundry room is, and she had come running in and saying, "Mama, Zane and Quinton is in the ditch." Well, it was the road on Buckhalter, but the ditch is right here. And Quinton was actually in the ditch, and Zane was trying to get him out.
Did you go out and see the kids outside?
I did.
And at some point, were they returned home or took back to your home?
They was returned. I asked Talia to take them home and find out where Leilani was. I immediately called Billy Joe.
And observing these kinds of things, did you ever report it to any authorities?
It had been reported. It had happened several times even before we started keeping them that I didn't know about, and it had been reported.
Okay. Do you know what authority, if any, it had been reported to?
DFACS.
Okay. And you say it had been reported, so were you aware of somebody other than you reporting it? Okay. And if you could say yes or no.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And I won't ask you what they said, since we're in court. I just need you to, say what you did and said. Let's move to the day that Quinton disappeared.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember that morning?
Yes.
All right. Actually, let's talk about the day before we move to that. The day before, were you supposed to watch the children that day?
Yes.
And what happened?
They picked up the kids. I did watch them, and Danny come and picked them up, and they were supposed to come back the next day. And around about 5:28, 5:29, I got a text from Danny saying that Leilani was keeping the kids today.
Okay. Now, had that happened before, where she would not go to work and the children would stay at home?
No, because even if she didn't go to work, most of the time she sent them to us because she wanted to sleep.
Okay. And how do you know that?
Because, and she would stay at home because one day I had them and me and my daughters were taking them somewhere. And when we rode by, when we got in the car, she was on her front porch. It's like a little porch. And when she seen us, she actually ducked down and hid from us because she was supposed to be at work. But it didn't matter. We loved them, so I would have kept them anyway.
Can you tell us a little bit about what Quinton was like? Like, what did Quinton like? I know he was very young. He wasn't even 2 years old yet. But were there things that he said or things that he liked that you know about?
Yes. He loved cheese. Every time I would get home from work, he would want mac and cheese, and he would go to the refrigerator and he would get my cheese out, my block of cheese, for me to cut it for him. And if I would have let him, he'd ate the whole thing. He loved Blimpie. He loved Bubbles. Anytime we could go to the store and get him Bubbles, he just loved them. He was a very happy baby when he was with us.
And you said that he would spend the night. When he would spend the night, where would he sleep?
Usually we would all make a pallet in the floor, and we would let him watch Blimpie until he fell asleep.
Okay. And what is Blimpie?
It's a cartoon.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
For those that don't have little kids that don't know what Blimpie is, so it's a cartoon.
Yes.
The children, when they came to your home, were they sent with clothes, food, diapers, things that they would have needed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so how was that handled?
Well, Zane always come dressed. Several times we got Quinton, and he would be in a long onesie, and he would have poop from all over. I don't want to say a baby didn't smell good, but he smelled like rotten milk. He had rings around his neck. We'd immediately bathe him and put him fresh clothes on.
Did you keep clothes for him at your house?
I did, because I had to tell Billy Joe that she wasn't sending anything for the kids.
Okay. And did Billy Joe give you money to get clothes?
Yes. We went and got clothes. I took pictures of the clothes and the receipt and sent them to her.
And so then after that, you just kept clothes at your house?
Yes, I kept half of the clothes there.
Okay. All right. Now that we've covered that, now let's go to the day that Quinton disappeared. So that day, what is the first time you became aware something was out of the ordinary? You said, so that morning, Danny had texted you that the kids were going to stay at home.
Yes.
Did you have, at that point, did you have any more conversation with anybody about that?
No.
Okay. Then what's the next thing you heard from anybody in that family?
Me and my youngest daughter was on the way to McDonald's. Danny calls and asked me, did I get Quinton or have I seen him? And I said, no, why? And he said that Leilani said he was missing. So my kids homeschool. I ran to McDonald's. We come back. I dropped my youngest daughter off. and me and my oldest daughter headed down to Leilani's house.
Okay. Do you remember about what time of the morning this was?
Maybe around 9.
Okay. And so you dropped off food at your house. And how close is your house to theirs?
Catty corner across the street.
Okay. So y'all are neighbors. You're real close by.
Yes.
So you dropped food off, and then you went over to their house.
Yes.
And what do you drive?
Armada.
And what color is it?
White.
Okay. And when you got there, did you park in the driveway?
I did.
Okay. I'm asking because we've seen some scene photos with the vehicle.
Yes.
And that Armada that's white is your vehicle.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When you got there, were there any police there yet?
No, ma'am.
All right. What did you do when you got there?
I asked Leilani if I could go in and help her look because Quinton liked to hide. He would hide from us under the bed. Like, he just liked to play like hide and seek. She told me no. Me and my daughter both no. I asked, was the police called? They said no. Danny said no. And I said, why haven't you called the police? And I told her, I said, call the police. And then she did call the police.
When you got there, was Paul outside?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So Paul, did you later see Paul?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But when you got there, it's just Danny and Leilani.
Yes, ma'am.
And where were they?
Under the little carport. They have a little covered carport. There was, like when you pull in their driveway in the back, it's like a little carport.
Okay.
Before you go in to get to the pool and the little play area.
Okay. So are you talking about where cars are parked or like the porch thing behind the house?
When you pull, where the cars are parked, but they was kind of standing out from underneath the carport.
Okay. Sort of in the driveway?
Yes.
Okay. So they're standing in the driveway, and what were they doing?
She was standing there smoking cigarette right after another. She was like screaming.
Okay. At some point, did the police get called?
Yes.
Okay. Was that immediately after you suggested it or later?
I would say a couple minutes. I heard her get on the phone and call the police.
Okay. And did the police show up quickly?
Yes.
All right. After the police arrived, what did you do or where did you go?
Paul had come down at that time, and he was letting Zane ride this little car thing. Well, he ended up doing it too fast. Zane fell and slid across the concrete, and I had asked one of the policemen if I could take Zane to my house until all this was kind of, situated, and they told me yes, I could.
Okay. So did you take Zane and go home?
I did.
Okay. And at some point, were you interviewed by law enforcement?
Yes, ma'am.
When did that
happen? Well, I have cameras, so a gentleman come that worked, and he checked my camera system and asked me questions. And then I was also pulled into the police station by a detective.
Okay, to go do like a formal interview?
Yes.
Okay. During the time that you were keeping the kids, did Leilani ever bring them to you to go somewhere other than work?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, she, a couple times she said that she had to run to 204 to go take care of business. And then a couple times we kept them when she was off work, that we knew she was going to be off work, but we didn't know what she was doing.
Okay. When she would say she was going to 204, did you know what that meant?
No.
Okay. And how long would she be gone when she said she was going to 204?
Maybe 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay. All right. Give me just a moment. Thank you, Ms. McCarter. That's all the questions that we have, and the defense counsel may have some.
Thank you.
Ms. McCarter, I'm Martin Hilliard. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Is it safe to assume that you prior to October of 2022, already had strong opinions about Leilani's fitness as a mother?
No, sir.
You did not have strong opinions prior to October?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so,
Sorry.
yeah. So you didn't think she was a good mom, and you were fairly vocal about it, and you didn't hesitate to say something about it when it was on your mind, correct?
Yeah, I didn't think she was a good mom. Thought she was a shitty mom.
Well, there you go. Okay. So that being said, I'm going to ask you. You started watching Quinton in January to February of 2022, correct?
Yes, sir.
And everything you've just told me, I'm going to ask you what you did. Okay.
Okay.
Did you ever make any police reports? You.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Did you ever make any reports to DFACS? You.
I talked to them. Yes, I did.
That wasn't the question. I asked you if you reported what you were concerned about.
No, because DFACS got in contact with me.
That's, again.
No, I did not.
You never reached out, and you weren't concerned enough between January and October to do that on your own, were you?
I was very concerned.
But not concerned enough to reach out and make a report.
I didn't have to. They reached out to me.
Okay. Well, that being said, you didn't reach out and make a report, correct?
No, I did not.
All right. So, now, let's talk about the day-to-day. So you started watching Zane and Quinton in January to February of 2022, correct?
Yes, sir.
How many days a week?
5 to 6.
5 to 6 days a week. All right. And who was it, and who brought them, and what time would they normally come over to your house in the morning?
Early, around 5:36.
Okay. And who was it that normally brought them?
Danny.
Okay. And in the afternoons, what time would they go home?
4:35.
Okay. And who was it that normally picked them up?
Danny.
Okay. And over the course of this 8 or 10 month period that we're talking about, January or February of 2022 to October of 2022, how many times would Miss Simon be the one that dropped them off or picked them up?
I would say a handful of times.
10? 5?
Maybe 10.
Okay. So out of a possible 10 times a week for...
Oh, not 10 times a week.
No.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Just let me finish. So drop off in the morning, pick up in the afternoon. That's 2 times, right? Let's say it's at least 5 days a week. That's 10 times a week, right? Correct?
Yeah, she didn't come. No, not that much.
I understand. What I'm saying is so there's 10 possible or 12 possible drop-offs or pickups in a week for the kids, right?
Since I was keeping them.
Since you were keeping them.
Yes.
And she would maybe do 1 a week.
Maybe,
2
yes.
Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. So it's also a fair statement that Danny was the one who mostly did the dropping off and the picking up, correct?
Absolutely.
And if I understand your testimony correct, it's not uncommon for even if she was asleep for the kids to come stay with you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And Danny would be the one that dropped them off even on those days, correct?
Correct.
So Danny was the one who mostly did the dropping off and the picking up and the one that interacted with you.
Yes.
Okay. That's a fair statement.
Yes.
Okay. You also stated a minute ago that it was odd that you would get a text not dropping the kids off.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And that's because even if she was home, she would stay sleeping. Now, who was it that sent you the text on the 5:30 on the morning of October 5th?
Danny.
Okay. And he said the kids were staying home with Leilani, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That was odd, was it not?
Yes, because she never kept them.
Right. Okay. So did that stand out to you as being odd at the time?
No, not. I never thought she would hurt her child, so.
Well, I understand you have your conclusions, but it was odd that Danny texted that to you, though, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was odd that he texted it to me.
Well, you just stated you can't have it both ways, Miss.
Well, no, I think it was odd that she kept them because she never did. But I don't think it was odd that Danny texted to me.
Okay.
Because I had more communication with him than I did her.
Correct. Because he was the one who mostly watched the children, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And he was one who mostly took care of the children,
yes,
correct?
Absolutely.
So that being said, is 90% of the time, he was the one over there care, custody, and control based on what you observed, wasn't
Yes.
it? Okay. Now, you stated that Quinton would be better off at your house, and y'all kept him a lot of times, correct?
Yes.
All right. And physically, was Quinton thriving?
No. How can a kid thrive that doesn't get shown the love and get food and get everything else that another kid would get? I don't think he was thriving.
Would you be surprised to find out that medically he was?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Now, whenever you responded that day and you came over to the house, you said it was Danny that called you, but is it possible that you were wrong? It might have been Leilani that called you to come over?
No, Leilani did not call me.
Okay. All right. And whenever you got over there, you said she was screaming and upset, correct?
She was screaming, but she wasn't crying. I feel like that if something was to happen to one of my kids, I would be hysterical, and I would also be out looking for my child.
Miss McCarta, do you understand that different people respond to different stressors in different ways?
I just don't, when something's wrong with one of your children, I think you would respond crying, upset, and looking, and calling 911 first before you call anyone else.
And I'm going to ask you, Miss McCarta, you've already formed opinions about Miss Simon at this point in time, correct?
I have.
Okay. And is it possible that you're projecting those opinions onto what her behavior should be according to you?
Absolutely not.
So you
I
think
do not.
So you think objectively that everybody should act the way you think they should?
No, I don't think everybody should act, but a mother that has children, that you carry them in your stomach by your heart. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't she?
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is you seem to be actually saying, yes, you agree with me. I'm saying you're projecting your opinions and your ideas and your beliefs onto other people.
No.
Is it possible that's what you're doing?
No, it's not possible when I'm not doing that.
Okay. And who was it that paid you every week, you said?
Sometimes Leilani, sometimes Danny. It would come from their different cash apps.
So, but you, again, there are cash app records, and so and they were paid, but not necessarily always regularly, but they paid you.
They did.
Okay. And you also mentioned this thing about giving food. Now, were there separate containers for Zane and separate containers for Quinton, or was it one container of food?
It was, she would bring a bag of food home, and it would have, they would both want it, but she would always give Zane first. She would always give it to him first, and she would tell Quinton, stop, wait.
All right, and Zane was the older of the two, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, correct? And how old was Zane at this point in time?
3,
Okay, and how old would Quinton be at this point in time?
10 months maybe.
So, and again, you may have, you may not, but you thought that that was some sort of indicia of preference.
Well, yes, because when you have more than one kid, you would take it inside, you would have it, in plates, and give it to both of them, not just serve one while the other one's crying for the food. You would feed both of them.
Well, Ms. McCart, I understand that's what you believe, but you understand other people may believe differently and disagree with you.
And that's okay, they can disagree with me, but if you have kids, you have to do it, you should do it a certain way. I mean, you should feed both of them. You'd want both of your kids to eat, not just one while the other one's crying.
Okay, well, but Quinton did get to eat, though, did he not?
Yes, a few minutes later.
All right, but you understand there's a difference between withholding food from a child and feeding the child in a different order than you would do, right?
Yes.
That's all the questions I got, Judge.
Officer Zerker recounted tearfully the moment she discovered the child's remains.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
My name is Sophia Zerke.
That is the last name that I'm going to have to ask you to spell.
Zurkee.
And I take it. Oh,
Mr. B, make sure you have your mic on.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I take it you are a Chatham County police officer.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been with the Chatham County Police?
I have been with the Chatham County Police Department since September of 2021.
Did you work at any other police departments prior to joining the Chatham County Police Department?
Yes, sir.
Where was it at?
The Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office in Kansas.
Okay. How'd you end up coming here from Kansas?
I moved here. Being in law enforcement, it's a very stressful job. So Georgia offers a lot to do outside of work, the ocean, the beach. So it's very beautiful here.
Now, you're here today because you're the first person to find a piece of Quinton, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'd like to show you slide 8 from State's Exhibit 3, which has already been admitted into evidence. This has been introduced and admitted into evidence as a still frame from Sergeant Stewart's body-worn camera from the initial response to 535 Buckhalter Road on October 5th. Is that you there?
Yes, sir, it is.
Was this your beat that you were patrolling that day or no?
It was not. I was in beat 8 that day. This is considered beat 7.
And how did you end up there?
When there is a missing child, time is of the essence. So it's all hands on deck at that point. So I went over to assist with the search.
And on this day, were you involved in canvassing the neighborhood or the woods or something like that, looking for Quinton?
Yes, sir.
So is it fair to say that you started looking for Quinton initially on October 5th?
Yes, sir.
Day 1. Later, did you become involved in the search of the landfill?
Yes, sir.
How did you become involved in it?
I asked to be a volunteer to help.
Had you heard? I mean, I presume you had heard that this was a thing that was about to start happening.
Correct.
How did you hear about it?
Our department.
And were they soliciting, like, department-wide for volunteers or what?
I can't recall on that. I just know they asked us to be some extra hands to help.
And you volunteered, you say?
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Being one of the first on scene, I wanted to see it through and to help in any way that I could.
And going forward from that, were you involved as a searcher at the landfill?
Yes, sir.
What day did you start on? Not necessarily the date, but like, was it the first day of the landfill search?
Yes. Yes, I was there for the first day.
And were you involved throughout?
Yes.
Was there any day that search operation was going on that you weren't there?
No, sir.
Could you have gotten out of it at some point if you had wanted to?
Yes.
What was that like doing that for, I don't know, 5 weeks or whatever it was?
It was a lot. It was mentally, emotionally, and physically draining every single day.
Now, I'd like to draw your attention to November 18, 2022, the day that Quinton was found out there. What do you remember about the morning?
From what I can recall, it was like every other morning it started out. We have a briefing, kind of talk about how the day's gonna go. We get ready when we start searching. Would you like me to kind of go through, our attire, be more specific in that aspect, or?
No, we've had that with the previous witness. So I guess let me ask you this. In the morning, was it a normal day?
Yes, sir.
What do you remember about the point where it became not a normal day?
I was just breaking through the garbage, and then I had observed a white small object, could fit in the palm of my hand. It looked like bone to me. So I remember seeing my Lieutenant Foster, because they were all on the side, and contacting him, and they came over and removed it.
I'd like to approach with what's been introduced into evidence as State's Exhibit 77.
Exhibit 7 has been admitted. Is that correct?
It has, yes.
Okay.
That was the one, yeah. Can you look through here and tell me if you recognize the object that you're describing?
Yes, I do.
Is that it on the first page there?
Yes, sir.
Can you pull this out and display it to the jury, please?
Yes. This is the object that I was talking about.
What do you remember happening from there?
I just remember notifying my lieutenant and then coming over and collecting it.
And then after that?
We continued to search.
And did you yourself find any more items of note?
I don't recall, because really any items that we found that we thought were potentially bones, we would put in the buckets for them to collect and to get tested. So whether or not specifically I found any other items that were tested.
It's a difficult thing for you
Right.
to answer, right? Let me ask you this. After having been out there for weeks, going through line after line, tell me what it felt like to see that little piece of Quinton's skull and pick it up and realize what it was.
It was heartbreaking.
Was it rewarding also? I have no further questions, Ryan.
On October 25th, the jury delivered its verdict. Guilty on all 19 counts. Exactly 2 years after her arrest, on November 21st, 2024, Leilani Marie Simon was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole, plus 10 additional years. When given the opportunity to speak, she declined. The only thing she asked was for her son's remains to be given to her brother, Paul. "I want my baby home," she said quietly. On November 27th, her attorneys filed a motion for a new trial, claiming the verdict was not supported by evidence. The appeals process will likely take years. In the meantime, Leilani was transferred to Rendale State Prison near Athens, Georgia. The case of Quinton Simon left a permanent scar on the Savannah community. A little boy, full of life, who always said thank you, even when he didn't have to, was failed in the most unforgivable way, by the very person meant to protect him. His short life became a symbol of how innocence can be destroyed by neglect, violence, and apathy, but also a reminder of the power of community, of justice pursued relentlessly, and of the voices that rose in outrage, not just for Quinton, but for all children like him. Rest in peace, little monkey. You mattered, you were loved, and your story will not be forgotten.